All right, I'm on hole number 10 of the Heroes of Rock tournament. I'm in the opening round of the rookie division. So I epic failed on the front. You've got to shoot minus 15. My thought process is we'll see what it looks like up at the top. But my thought process is that like minus 30 is going to be the score, and then it's all going to boil down to tiebreakers, except for those people who can pick one up. So if you can shoot better than a 30, if you can pick up one of the par fives or one of the par threes, and come in with a 31 or better, you may not be standing alone, and you still may have to deal with tiebreakers, but you're going to be in a very select group. I would think that most people that shoot better than a 30 are probably going to get banners. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. And so you've got to shoot a 30 in order to compete. So in the weekend round, I mean, you really got to step it up. So dropping one on the front, we don't want to come in with a 28. I don't think it'll be 28s that'll be because there's two of the par fours that are pretty easy. It'll probably be 26, 27 to qualify. Probably 27, but we'll see. So even making a mistake and not picking some up at a 27, I mean, you can't make any mistakes in this tournament. People are going to be shooting good scores. And I don't have a killer ball selection, so we're just going to go play them. I've shot video all week, and I go back and watch the video, and I've been like I shot the opening round, and I was like dyslexic on everything. Like every single thing was like, oh, I overpulled it or I underpulled it. And I was wrong. I was on the other side. It was like I couldn't get anything right. So we'll see. And I'm going to use an apocalypse. We've got to get what kind of wind we got. We got favorable wind. I'm going to use my apocalypse. Max top spin. With that, I'm going to use a Titan. The king of balls. I'm at the red line, which is plus 16. I'm trying to set it up so I can do max curl. I could help myself out in the headwind by using a kingmaker, but I'd want to continue to only use 2 curl or 2 side spin. Here we roll. I think I also have a club card chest. I think. Yes. Max the club cards. Here we go. Let's see if we can get one of the 5 today. I've been keeping track so I can go for a month. I'm in my other account, so I don't have all my rares maxed in this account. I forgot. Let's get something rolling. Here we go. Hole number 1. Let's see if we can get up. Max top spin. Max right hand side spin. At the red line. Max curl minus about 10%. Just a little off of max curl. I need to turn my grid on. I go first. Can easily get out there. Max curl. At the plus 16 where I'm that off. So 2-6. I'd rather be off a little. So I'm going to slightly underpull it because I don't want to get too far off in there. Come off that just a little. Hitting it perfect. See if I can eke my way. I want to try and catch that backboard and let it funnel back down towards the cup. That will work. That works. That's exactly what we're looking for. So in a headwind, I'd have to change that shot up. And I'd almost, because in those areas, in my experience, the wind, so if they're using an apocalypse 1.5, 2.0 per ring, I think at level 4 it's probably closer to 2.0 per ring. Somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe a little worse. So we're looking at like a 1 ring pull, pretty close. But the way that the wind is, when it's headwind coming towards that water, it seems to blow like really hard. Real hard. So I'd almost rather do max overpower than try and do just a little. That'll work. That'll work. Isn't it perfect? All right. Got to get that eagle. Got to start the par 4s. The mid par 4 is definitely the tougher of the 3. But the last par 4 is tough because if you've got power 5 balls, that hole's pretty, I mean, like you're going for hole in 1. But if you got power 3 balls, excuse me. Oh, man, that felt good. Woo! If you've only got power 3 balls, it's pretty tough. You got to have the right kind of wind. I think if there's any kind of headwind there, I'm going to have to play it from the other side and try and weave and bob it over. In the hole. Nice. Nice shot. Good game. That's what we're talking about. Eagle, eagle. That's the deal. People are going to be getting eagles on those holes, these par 4s. You've got to keep up with the Joneses. All right, we got a great opportunity here. So I'm going to grab my bag first, and then I'm going to go glance at the hole. So I'm going to bring a sniper and a katana. Sniper and a katana. Run it through the cup. Putting just a little teeny bit of movement on there. I'm trying to find a spot out there. And even though I'm not in max club, the wind adjustment stuff is getting out of hand, so I'm just going to do it at 1 per ring, and then I'm going to work the adjustment from there. Because if you're at mid club or max club and you go back to, or minimum club and you go to max, then you're adding a bunch of wind on. So I'm just going to use 1 per ring, and then I'm going to work from that spot. All right, that's all I need. Now, I went back and watched the video, and I thought when I was watching it play out, like I hit it perfect, and it was really paying attention to where the first bounce was. And I was super close, and I was like, wow, I didn't work the wind right. And then I went back and watched the video, and that's how I set it up. I was super close to the rough. Like normally I'm 2 rings away from, I'm a big fan of being 2 rings off. So they got like 1 top spin and a half a backspin, but you really need to be through the hole here because you're going uphill. You're going down. When you first get on the green, you're going down, and then you finally get to a spot where the pin is on a hill. Isn't it perfect? And they hit the spot where it caught the slide. I think if they hadn't caught that, they'd have been short. You can see how it's bowled like that. So you come on it and you're going downhill. That's the deal. All right, 1 1/4 top spin. Right in that area, 2.7, 2.7. It's 3.51 rings. And I hit a one ring great to the right. Arrgh! On that particular shot, hitting it one ring great to the left, you might still have a shot at it, but one ring great to the right, and that's close. So I did max plus 30%. I'm getting closer. There's a spot out there. It's 1 1/4 topspin and 1 left-hand side spin. And then there's a spot, and your ball guide is going to be going way through the cup, but you're going up that hill, and it's not going to make it that far. You can see how much ball guide I had through the hole and how far I ended up past it. That was pretty close. I was a couple squares past it, but my ball guide was definitely probably 3 or 4 squares through it. It's a draw. All right, the par 5s, I have been kicking my ass. I played a opening round in my main account and didn't qualify my main account. I was like epic failing on these par 5s. And I've played these par 5s a bunch, and they're not really that hard. All right, I need to get out to the tip, and I'm coming at it with a Guardian. So I'm going to use a rock. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. That wind's not helping or hurting us. Pretty neutral. I can use a Titan. Titan. That's right. You all said it. The King. One of these bags has a Guardian. A rock and a Guardian. Here we go. Now, what's different here is that I hardly ever come to this hole where I have a power 3 ball. I'm used to playing this with a Marlin where you have to bounce it over from the other fairway and bring it around and then go at it with a big dog. And sometimes you can't get your big dog all the way over, so you have to bounce it off the island, but the big dog's got a lot of topspin. So in tournament play, I play for the island. Now, if we get any headwind, I may have to change my tune because I don't have, I'm right at my red line, and I don't have any big power balls to push the red line forward, so I can work wind out. And you can take this with an extra mile, but you're better off taking it with a rock, because the accuracy is really going to help you here if you're, and they're short shooting that shot. If you're one ring off, you know, if you hit a one ring great to the left or the right with your extra mile, it kills you, but with a rock, it may or may not. That was perfect. The problem that people have from that side is they don't get where they're going straight down the fairway. They're going at that angle, and they run out of fairway faster. All right, 1 topspin max is what my notes say. Four one. That puts me about 2/3 of a ring into power. I'm going to bring it back to the fairway. Just a titch of overpower. And not even that much. Hit it one ring great to the right. And on that hole, hitting it, if you're using a really accurate club, hitting it to the right a ring, maybe even 2, isn't the killer, because you roll out and it's trying to roll out there onto that tip and you kind of miss all of the right. But if you hit it great to the left, you'll get caught up in that downhill slide that my opponent was caught up in, and it's very easy to end up off the green. My opponent was able to get out there far enough to work their red line so they can bring a sniper. The thing I don't like about it is you're starting. I like the ball guide, but if you bring out a bigger power ball here, not necessarily for the drive, although there are times when it will help out. The second shot, you can potentially get in front of that sand. All right, let's see if we can get this done. I'll do the wind first. I'm doing a 5% adjustment. Just a little. I'm in my Guardian, so it's 1.1 per ring. I'm going to do 3 full backspin. .88 divided by 1.1, 3.53 rings. There's 353. Hitting it perfect. Didn't pull it enough. Just a titch too much backspin. Making some notes. Plus 15% wind to cup. We'll see if I'll make some adjustments there. I've been up to this point working on the drive shot to try and put me into a stable spot. What I should have did there was bring out my sniper just to see like how much I had to struggle with my sniper or where it was at. But I like being in front of the sand trap. The whole deal is you don't want to take any risk that you won't get eagle. And still give yourself a great shot at Albie. All right, hole number 13. Hole number 13 is par 3. All right, I'm playing these par 3s a little different. I'm bringing a Guardian. I'm going to try a Kingmaker. I don't have a lot of Kingmakers, but have I used the Kingmaker yet? I'm going to use a Titan. I'm going to take a Guardian. And I think that the Kingmaker might help me, though. The 3 side spin might help me. I might be able to use a Katana, but I think there's a red line issue. Like there may not be today, but I think there is a red line issue if I use a Katana. We'll check it out. If we can get matched up. Come on. You can do it. Don't make me have to play some elevator music. Alright, come on, man. Come on. Get matched up. Willie, thanks for joining the channel. Willie participates in the pack. Okay, there's Max. And there's Min. So I got plenty of room to work out wind. All right. What am I doing here? 1.2 per ring. 1 per ring. I'm just going to do, there's 2-2. There's 2-8. Hitting it perfect. From that shot, I'll have to move it up further up the hill so that I can get more speed coming down the hill. You risk that first bounce bouncing out, and then it bounces off the fairway or off the green and hits the fringe and gets caught. But you want to be right there as close as you can to that. I used to do a shot where you were off the green over here on this fairway, and you did a max backspin, side spin, curl shot, and you throw the ball over there. So when it came in, it had a little more centrifugal force and kind of toilet bowl a little bit more towards the hole. You could get a little bit closer, but you still ran out of speed. Whew, that was close. And I have said since the beginning of this tournament that that's probably the best side to try and go for hole-in-one. But it is, like you saw where they hit, that is super dangerous. Nice shot. Getting to see that happen. I have to go back and watch how they did that. Hole number 14. The big par 5. Alright. I'm using a rock and a Titan. And if we've got any kind of favorable wind, which we do, and I'm going to bring a sniper. So I want my number 2 bag and a Titan. Good to go. I want to try and save my Kingmakers, the one Berserker that I have. I want to save as much. I want to try and save anything special I've got for the weekend round so that I have more options. Because right now we're not getting too bad a wind. I think on the last par 4 it's not, we could be getting better. I think we are getting a little teeny bit of headwind on the last par 4. I go first. One backspin. Three rings off. Only back to the 11. %accurate club, 3 rings. 1 mile per hour per ring, and I'm going to lean a little to put it back in the middle of the fairway where it's deepest. Isn't it perfect? Just rolling it up to the front. Getting a hole. Alright, I need to pick one up. Not only because I dropped one on the front, but we need to pick up something. We need to get one of these holes where we get a little bit of luck on it. This is definitely one of those tournaments where it'll be hard to get an Albie all week. Anybody that's got an Albie tiebreaker, that's huge. Now, if they brought out a big power ball, they could get over to the other side. You can get over to that other side, and with a little bit of wind, they might be able to make it over there. But a bigger power ball, like even a 3 power ball, would really help them out right now. And I've seen a lot of people, like right there, a 3 power ball would have made the world of difference. I've seen a lot of people epic fail on that side. I'm going to pull back to the +4 mark. I think this is definitely one of those holes you want to be up to the cup. You don't want to be I'm a little off on that side. 4-3. And I've been doing I'm just going to do a 4-3 adjustment. I'm going to do a little more because I was off the cup. I'll have to snap it. Hitting it perfect. I left myself a little short yesterday, and that was just a titch too fast. I left myself like 3 or 4 squares before it. I didn't run the ball guide all the way to it, and it ended right where I had it stopping. So I ran it right to it right there. But you can see the pin is there's kind of it drops down right in front of the pin. Isn't it great? One rain great. As long as they can get up and recover. I'm not sure if you get over, it seems like I've been over on that other side, like I hit over there, and when this hole first came out, there is a max overpower hook shot you can do. In the hole, eagle. And it seemed like it was still in your wood. But it might have been really close. Getting in the hole with a katana. That's impressive. Impressive. All right, this next hole is the hole. This is our pop quiz for the tournament. Every time we come to hole number 6, I mean, the deal is it's a make or break. You have to get all 3 of them, but hole number 6 is the one that's like your whole grade. Like, they're all your whole grade, but this is the toughest test. Hole number 6. So I got an APOC max topspin, or an extra mile 6 1/4 topspin, max overpower. Let's see if we can get over there. Let's see if we can get over there, and I'm going to take a break. Go talk to a man about a horse. APOC. I think I got this one in me. APOC and a Titan. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. Wind is blowing against us, so I'm going to bring a Kingmaker to cut the wind down. All right, here we go. Have to get an eagle on all 3 of the par 4s. And I will say that the last par 4 is also very difficult if you don't have power 5 balls. If you got power 4 and power 5 balls, especially power 5 balls, it really helps on that hole. I mean, it's right there. I mean, that's where I want to be. Let's take that wind out. Hitting it perfect. And let's see if I can weave and bob my way through there and get up. So I've got a short chip. And I still have a ways to go. Like, the extra mile would be better there. Like, if I had tailwind, the extra mile would be better because I could put more topspin on it. And my Apocalypse just doesn't have quite enough topspin to get me all the way up there unless I had tailwind. But the headwind's like killer. I still got a ton of work to get done. And from this distance, I've been having, when you're taking these kind of shots, you gotta practice them a few times, and I have been having a little bit of issues because I'm not exactly sure of the wind adjustment. Should be in about mid club, which is 2.4 per ring. And we're gonna have pure side wind going to the cup. See if my opponent can get over there with an APOC. Perfect execution. Now let's see if they got the wind and everything else right. Looks like they did. Ooh, bled through. Excellent. That will work. That will work. Perfect. Okay, there's max. So there's mid. So I'm in mid club. I'm going to pull it back towards me a little as far as I can. It's like one ring. All right, let's see where that set it up. That's about where I'd set it up for that wind. Isn't it perfect? That should be in the hole. In the hole. Woo! That's what I'm talking about right there. In the hole. All right, I gotta. The last par 4 is difficult if we're in headwind, and I think we have headwind on it as well, because I don't think you can make it over to the other side. I don't think you can make it over to the other side with a power 3 ball without some help from the wind. I mean, it's that close. So you pretty much have to, if you want to land over there against headwind, you're going to have to bring out a power 4 or a power 5 ball, or you're going to have to bring it from the other island. Eagle, eagle. Good game. Good luck in the tournament. Fantastico. Cream of the crop. All right, now here's the deal. Let's go in and look at my round. So this is exactly where I was at before. So I need to pick it up on these back 3. I need to really make sure that I get that eagle on hole number 8. That's critical. But I really need to get a hole-in-one or that Albie on hole number 9. It'd be nice to pick one up just to be up there with a 30 tiebreaker. Especially if I could pick up the Albie on hole number 18, because that would give me a 30 tiebreaker and an Albie. That would be huge. So even though I've epic failed, I could still recover and be in a pretty good spot. All right, let me take a break and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Jeez, that only took several hours. All right, hole number 16. Let's go check it out. Hole number 16. All right, this par 3, I'm using a Grizzly, and I think yesterday, I think I did it with a Titan, and I don't think I had a problem. I'm not sure I had a problem with the side spin, but we'll see. I may be able to switch to a Katana. I'll check it out. There is a red line issue here, I think, and I think you need a 3-power ball in order to get up there. And I really do think a Kingmaker worked better. Here we go. Let's go get a hole-in-one. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. Okay, we got wind going with us. We'll make the adjustment on the fly. Should be 1.0 per ring. There's my red line. I think the deal is I don't have to put on quite all of the backspin. I'm going to put on 5. 2.7, 2.7. Move it 3.24 rings. So 3 1/4. And let's see where it goes. Isn't it perfect? We're really looking for the second bounce to see if it catches up there on the spot where it can roll down. Still a little high. The ball guy was lying to me. Yesterday I did that, and I had the ball guy going right to the cup, and it was way short in the front. So I just wanted to get up there and see where I was at. I still think I I like the fact that you can do it with a grizzly, but I think I need to put on more backspin and try and get like up, like go right at it as much as possible. Especially with this kind of wind, you can get up there against the red line. Now they could help themselves out there and bring out a bigger ball so that they could hit it with their wood. Or excuse me, their long iron. All right, let's make this putt. The next hole is absolutely critical, and I'm going to practice it because I don't have the ball inventory to get over there. I don't have the ball inventory to get over there. I don't have any power 5 balls. I don't have any power 4 balls. I have one power 5 ball, so I mean I could use that in the weekend round. I actually think I have a couple, but I don't like to use snow globes. There's only a couple holes in the game that snow globes are worth. If you have a snow globe, you can make that shot. If you don't have a snow globe, you're in trouble. So this hole is going to be critical, and let me go look at it. Now the deal is that I think in order to get over here, you've got to have a power 5 ball. So I'm going to have to start off on this side and have bounce number 1, bounce number 2, bounce number 3, and then rolling out towards the cup. And I think the only thing I'm going to be able to get this done with is a big topper. And with a power 3 ball, my red line's like right in here with my extra mile. So I should be able to take this shot down here with a big topper without using any overpower. So I'm going to go practice that shot one time, but let me make sure I have the right bag. If you've got bigger balls, this isn't that hard of a hole. But if you don't, it's a little bit of a problem. I do have a few snow globes, but I'm really trying to save them, and there's no way I can get over there with a power 3 ball. But a Kingmaker would help for sure. Let's make sure I have a big topper bag. Big topper Cataclysm. All right. Let's go practice it one time and see what the deal is on it. I have 2 practice tokens, so I could practice it twice. But these par 4s are absolutely critical, and I have been struggling a little on this one. The mid par 4, you just have to, you just got to hit it right. And you still may have some work to do, some serious work to do on the second shot, but it's definitely makeable. Oh, I played the wrong damn hole. Oh, just wasted a practice token. Of course, they wouldn't know where I wanted to be. I got to get used to that because this whole, I know it's been around for a while, but the whole practice deal is not very, still trying to make it an intuitive deal. Let's see what we can do here with a big topper. Big topper. So, I mean, I can swap to a katana because I'm way in front of my red line. Maximum top spin. I'm going to come over all the way to that rough line. 2-9. It's 2.1 per ring. I'm going to do a ring and a half. I'm going to do max curl. Hitting it perfect. As long as I got that wind adjustment, I don't clip right there. And try and just shoot up there. Now you can pinch up against that rough on the right hand side And if you have enough topspin coming through there, you can get through it. And you're more where you're running the green. But sometimes you might get caught up in that rough. Especially if you hit a shot great to the right. If you try and hit out into that area right there, even if you hit it great to the left or the right, you're still going to be clear. You just have either a little shorter or a little longer pitch. Still got serious work to do. Now let's see where I'm at in my club. There's max. There's mid. I'm well short of mid. Hit it one ring great to the left, and I'm going to be in big trouble. That's going to miss. On those shots like that, if I offset it, if the wind doesn't play a factor, then it'll make it like in that situation. If I got it correct, wind was not a factor. I was close enough that I was out from underneath the wind. But if I'd have hit it great to the right, it would have missed completely. All right, let's go practice the freaking hole that I actually came here to practice. It's hole number 8. All right, now I only have one practice token. And I'm going to have to buy some kingmakers. I see they have a 3 power 1, I think it's 1 side spin, 5 wind, bigger wind. That ball could come in handy this tournament. There's several of the holes if we have headwind and you're using 3 power balls. All right, here we go. Let me see if I can remember how to do that. I haven't taken this shot from the other side, bouncing it over, a long time. Now, let's see if he can get. Let's see where they end up. They're doing max curl. Hit it one ring great to the right. Bounce one good. Bounced over the sand. They had max topspin on. See if they stay. That looked pretty good. We switch to an APOC. $2.9. I'm going to do just a slight overpull. I'm going to put curl on it to bring it back to the fairway. Isn't it perfect? No, it's too fast. That's way too fast. I'm going to be in the rough. Woo! It's going up that hill, so it slowed down quite a bit. Excellent. It's been a long time since I've taken that shot. I could put just a little teeny bit less topspin on it. It's like 5.5 with that club, and I could put like 5 straight up. Into hole. You got to get an eagle on all these par 4s. That's just the deal. So we're going to have to go do that. That's the exact shot right there. That's it. And I was doing it with a katana. Let's see if we can get it done with a get it done with the katana. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. I think I have plenty of room on my red line, so that's not an issue. All right, here we go. Let's get out of practice and let's go in and actually play continue the tournament and play hole number. All right, we need that same deal. See which way the wind is blowing. I didn't look at it just now. Pretty neutral. Epoch and a katana. I'm going to put 5 topspin. But that'll have to change if we have headwind. Because I don't think it will. I may have to make an adjustment. Okay, so there's 3, 4, 5. I guess I put 6. I'm going to put 5.5. Three, 9. Right back over to and then put some curl on it just to bring it back. Hitting it perfect. It's all about bounce 1. Now it's got to miss the sand. And that's going to be well short. I was there yesterday. I don't really like these kind of putts. You're going up the hill, which is good, but you can't quite see the cup. So the last time with 6 on, I'm off with 5.5, so 5 3/4. 5 3/4 topspin. You can see there though if you look at this landing pad where my first bounce was, the farther you go forward on that from where I was at, it's going downhill. So the farther you go forward, it actually makes your ball guide, your shot shorter. So you have to pull it back so that it catches it on a spot where it'll get a better forward bounce. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of in the practice thing with max topspin. Getting it perfect. In the hole. All right. Passed my quizzes, but still got hole number 9. Hole number 9's a big par 5. And it's definitely one shot at a time. You got to succeed on that drive. If it's not the first par 3, I gotta work out these par 5s, because on the other 2 par 3s, I'm not willing to take the risky shot bouncing off those islands, because I don't hit perfect all the time. If you hit perfect all the time, I would definitely explore those islands. Definitely. Good luck in the tournament. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, hole number 18. What is hole number 18? Let's go check it out. Get it fresh in my memory banks. All right, well, I'm shooting up that arm, and I used an Apocalypse yesterday. I was kind of splitting the difference. Normally I use a rock, But a rock puts you, with a 3-power ball, puts you more like in this range. And the APOC is putting you just in that forward. It's not getting you the in distance, because I'm trying not to set it up without using overpower, so that I have a consistent shot coming in. What I'd really like to get, I would like to get a little bit farther out there, but I don't want to have to do overpower to do it. But if you get a little bit farther, your second shot, if you bring out one of the bigger woods, is in front of this, so you've got a nice look at the hole. It's all about getting out. So yesterday we had a forward moving wind on the front 9, and I took the wind out, but there was enough room for me to work that wind back in. But I want to have a consistent shot, second shot. So an extra mile would get me farther up there because it has more topspin, but it's less accurate. And that little gap right there is super. If you catch a grate to the left or the right, it could be big trouble. I'm going to bring a Titan. Off we go. Now, I had Titan and I scratched it out because I need a Kingmaker. I think on the second shot, if I'm in the right spot, on the second shot, you need 3 side spin to get you around the bend. If I continue to hit, because I'm not hitting far enough forward that I can get in front of that little sand trap rough area and go right at the green. I'm on the side of it. I'm on the left-hand side of it, so I've got to use a little bit of side spin in order to bring myself back around to the cup. This is where if you had really big clubs, you had an extra, I mean, you got a upper developed Apocalypse. You can get all the way to the end without doing anything special. 2-2, it's 1.5 per ring, so that's about a ring and a half. Puts me about a ring and a half into power. That was like 1 ring. 75,000 rings to the left. $369. I'm gonna have to take that shot with my rock and see. Like I don't have as much. I don't have as much topspin. I don't have as much raw distance, so it's got to be farther with the Apocalypse. That's definitely one of the, it's the absolute narrowest part of the course. And if you're going right down the center of it, depending on where your second bounce is, if you can get your second bounce so that it's past the mouth, you can kind of go at this hole with impunity. Yeah, I'm going to be off to the side. I'd like to get to right there. So if I'm going to keep hitting that shot, I'm going to have to deal with this setup. All right. Gotta snap it. And hit 1 ring great to the right. I was trying to figure out if there was a spot there where I could get a good run at it. It's one of those types of greens that in one spot the ball guide's telling you diddly, and then the very next spot it's like shooting past the hole, and then diddly, and then shooting past the hole. Those holes are the holes that are scary. Because think about when you do your wind adjustment. You do your wind adjustment and you're just even slightly off. Even in your wind adjustment, it won't matter if you're slightly off. You'll get pushed to either side of where the ball guy was coming out, and you'll have really bad results. So sometimes when you're like, what the hell just happened right there? My ball just like died. You caught that spot just a little bit to the left or the right, and those spots are dead. You got to come into that hole and know like how much topspin and backspin to put on, so that you just put that on and then you start moving around until you find the spot. Ain't it perfect? Into hole. All right, so the back nine, I didn't drop any shots. So you have to pick up those par fours. On the front, I dropped hole number 8. But the deal is that it's super hard to pick up a shot. So, I mean, if you're over 30, you could be the only person over 30. But I think to be in the top, there's going to be a ton of 30s. Like a ton of people at 30, because it's the same deal. These other holes are pretty tough. And they're really dangerous. You can go out there and you're just doing the thing, and it requires big stuff. Especially with clubs like the Guardian or the Big Dog. Those may not be clubs that people play with all the time. And you'll definitely have to have some practice in with them because they don't have as much ball guide. So 29 and 15th place. Let's see where the 29s, how deep the 29s go. First, let's see what the cutoff is. 27, and there's some 27s that didn't make it, a bunch of 27s. We're up to 42nd. So we got 8 27s. I think we're pretty much done. And there's a few people down here. Just a few. So most of those people are probably going to make it, or at least some of them are going to make it. So 27 is the minimum. 28's going up to 20th place. 29 going to 11th. The top 10 dominated by 30s. Now let's see how many people were able to pick one up. Two people were able to pick one up. Let's see what they picked up. Got an Albie on hole number 12. That's huge. That is huge. That's a huge tiebreaker. Not only do they have a 31, but they have a 31 with an Albie. Huge. Although I think if you're going to end up picking ones up, other than hole number 2, I think the par 5s probably give you your best opportunities. Maybe. Depends on how aggressive you go with them. They got a hole-in-one on something. What did they get a hole-in-one on? Hole number 4. Fantastic. All right. Opening qualifying round scores. There you have it. I really think that this is going to way that's going to look in the weekend round, because these are the same people coming in. And, they've got 2 of these brackets are going to get hooked up together. So, literally, you could find the top 20. I think in the weekend round, it'll be the same thing. You got people that are firing on all cylinders, and you may have a few more top 30s, where it may go down to 12th, somewhere in that neighborhood, and then some 29s and doing the same thing. I think 28s are going to dominate the top 50. But up at the top, anybody who can break 30, you got a shot. And in this case, where it comes down to tiebreakers, you got a shot at it. All right, that was the back 9 on the opening round of the Heroes of Rock tournament in the rookie division. Thanks for watching. So it looks like I made the tournament. Came in 15th in the opening round.